I actually paid the premium and I have upgraded to Restream, to now into YouTube, into Facebook, into X. I'm restreaming everywhere. And so I'm hoping all this works. But today's an exciting day. Number one, it is my 45th birthday. So I kind of aligned today's launch of my third book, Outsource to Profits. I decided to do it today for an obvious reason, so I can launch with a book. Number two is I wanted to be able to tell the story. I only have 6 minutes until my next call. As you can imagine, when you have a team in Dhaka, Bangladesh, which is 5:25 p.m. there, you start your days really early. I start my day every day at 5 o'clock with a swim, and now I'm on calls with the team. But I wanted to take this moment to be able to talk a little bit about why I wrote this book, or how this all kind of came about. 6-7 years ago, I was on paper a very successful founder and CEO of a company, Sales for Life. We invented and pioneered social selling. On the outside, we're making millions of dollars a year. We look like superheroes, pioneering the category of social selling, creating a whole new sales methodology for the planet. The challenge is, behind the scenes, we were a financial mess. And as we kind of had a collision with almost financial death, I had a reckoning and I had to change. And serendipitously, we needed to hire somebody in customer support. We had won a few new projects, couldn't afford a North American, considering the financial hiccups we had been kind of incurring. And in a last minute pinch, we actually grabbed a teammate out of the Philippines to work in customer support. That teammate was wildly successful. And in being wildly successful, it unlocked a whole bunch of biases I probably had in my mind. And from there, I started using a framework I called operating leverage benchmarking. It's a combination of zero-based budgeting and then looking at the opportunity cost of talent here in North America versus talent overseas, and then applying a mathematical formula. And you can download this actual sheet at Get Leverage's website and free resources. It shows you two things: the opportunity cost of the profits that you've been throwing away, because imagine talent is talent everywhere. You're paying 5 to 10 times more for talent here than you are there to do the same job. But what does it mean from a headwind and a tailwind? Meaning, as an example, you might save $50,000 a year in profit, but you've just reduced $250,000. If you're a 20% EBITDA business, you've just reduced $250,000 of net new sales you need to go attract to achieve the same profitability. And so it unlocks your mind. So long and the short is, for years and years, I had secretly been building my company, first with Sales for Life and then with Pipeline Signals, with offshore talent. But as I was a member of Entrepreneur Association and Collective 54 and all these CEO mastermind groups, my fellow CEOs would get to know me. And as they got to know me, they would start to not just see me as the sales guru guy, but as a guy who had this wealth of knowledge around offshoring best practices at both the strategic level, like the mindset level, but down into the weeds of everything from recruitment to infrastructure to success to talent acquisition and retention to onboarding and scaling. I have 20, 30 teammates offshore, which most people barely have a virtual assistant. And I've now done an entire company in sales and marketing, customer success, and so forth. So long and the short is, I had an itch, and I've had an itch for a long time. I've wanted to be what's called a parallel founder, running multiple businesses in my portfolio at the same time. And COVID woke everybody up to recognize that the world is much smaller than we think it is, and talent is talent everywhere. And now we're in a financial world where companies are, breathing through a straw, floating in the ocean, and they need every help they can get, specifically in sales and marketing support costs. And so I decided to help my fellow founders and teach them everything that I have learned with offshoring. And that was the genesis of Offshore to Profits. The book Offshore to Profits, highly tactical. It goes through 6 major sections, from the mindset to analyzing talent costs to all the infrastructure you need to be successful. Think of payment gateways and platforms to employment contracts and all the details before you start the talent acquisition process. All that we've learned in talent acquisition, between the different ways that you filter and analyze talent to make sure that, hey, listen, when you have 30 teammates offshore, you get really good at using English proficiency tests on the written level, at the verbal level. You have all kinds of case studies that you give people to do so they can prove they can do what they can do. How do you onboard quickly so that these teammates can run your marketing team, run your sales team, run your customer success? And then how do you scale this? So today we actually launched the book. Now, it comes in 3 formats. Right now, you can see it on Amazon and Kindle. I believe the paperback version should be unlocked in the next day or so. The Audibles is done, but we're dealing with this back end challenge with Amazon. But Audibles should have been online today. It might take a few more days. But go on to Amazon, pick up the book. It's highly tactical. Outsource to Profits. And you can also look up my name, Jamie Shanks, and it will be under my list of books. There'll be 3 books. This is the newest one, Outsource to Profits. Pick it up, and hope you find it of value. And anyways, with that, I have to sign out to my next call, but looking forward to our next live stream. You take care.